Hello guys, welcome to a new video and new civilization somewhere but where? 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 Here. A new civilization would pop up as they would move along the mountains, but eventually they would manage to discover this lake. And yeah. So yeah, they do that. And they're just making their own empire, you could say. Really not an empire. But they're just living a simple life. Yeah. They're here now. You guys are lame. You guys are awesome. They would also continue to expand slightly. And their capital city will be right here. Oh, right here. But yeah. What to do now? What to do now? Expand you, of course. They would begin their large expansion given to them by me, as they would move along the coast, discovering many new resources, encouraging people to move into those new territories, so those new territories can be useful, and they'd just make large empire expansion, even expand south. It is a bit hard with mountainous terrain, but they manage. And they eventually conquer most of the peninsula. Time for you to expand. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa. Yep, you're just gonna move along the coast. Yep. Try to avoid the mountains that is in this very mountainous land. Japan is very mountainous. Like, really mountainous. Like, really mountainous. Did you know that? Anyways, this nation also began their expansion, meeting up with the other Japanese country in the south, and they would start with peaceful relations for now, as they would just focus on their own things. Just focusing up north because they can expand up north, and these guys can still expand south, I suppose. And there's still this that they could divide, but when this land is divided, war is probably coming. Will probably come. Yeah. Anyways, these guys just continue expanding in this northern island. Till eventually, yeah, they just take the whole thing. These guys continue expanding along this coast until eventually they would make it to this point, and they would just cross over into this landmass. And yeah, Sakhalin is the name of the island. And they would just, really like the island. Let me take a lot of it really quickly. Yeah, that's crazy. The Purple team also lands on the island not too long later, but yeah. Oh, they're too late. Yeah. Anyway, it's time for you to expand. These guys would continue to expand, would begin to expand after a long time of just sitting there, as they would move along the coast, as they would need new places for their really large growing population. And that would be like all the way up here. Just woo, boop, 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 boop. Just woo. They would even begin to expand over here. Yep. So yeah, they just continue their expansion until eventually they would find another more water they discover. More water they discover, indeed, indeed. New water they discover. Ooh. These guys just expands really. Just, dude. These guys has a really popular leader, I guess. Jeez. What? These guys just built an empire overnight. Well, not really, but how? How? Tell me now. Tell me. Oh, well, that's because I time jumped across multiple years. But that still doesn't explain it. Okay, smarty pants. Boo-hoo. Revolution. This declares independent, only staying with the, like, this gray team just for protection, but now with much larger territory, they declare independence and they don't really face much resistance, and yeah. Like, yeah. They just declare independence and these two are just chill. So yeah, these guys just gain independence. Here's their capital city, and yeah. Blah 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 blah. They get independence, not much resistance. These two just chill. They don't like the green team because they feel threatened by them. And these two make a defensive pact. This British country, the Swedish country, and this North German Confederation kind of like country. Yeah. You look like Russia. Is that just me, or do you look like Russia? Yeah, that's probably just me. Or is it just me? Yeah. Huh. This new Swedish country will begin to expand as they would encourage their populations to move into these territories. Eventually, they would just go whoop and meet up with this purple team. That's interesting. Oh well. That's nice. Where else should I go? Brown team wants to reconquer some of their land and become great. So they invade this pink team again, and they would face some initial success, capturing large population centers and cities, also just capturing large portions of territories. But eventually, the pink team would stop this as they would make counter-offenses, threatening this coastal territory as they would have to withdraw, almost being surrounded. And this defeat would be like, Also, they're getting supported by the Stark Green team. But then, these guys support Brown team now because Green team's supporting them, and Green team and this Gold team are mortal enemies just because of this small territory here. So, yeah. Actually, these Pink team begin to make pushback, and the Gold team decides to do something interesting. They invade the Green team to stop them from sending supplies to the Pink team, also mostly to reclaim their territory, as they would make multiple pushes on several fronts. And with the Green team now having to focus their attention over here, the Brown team would manage to make a large pushback with the Pink team now getting undersupplied. Undersupplied. Yeah, but eventually the Pink team would manage to stabilize it after a little bit, after like the Green team stabilizes this front. And speaking of the Green team, they would begin to make some pushback, capturing large portions of their territory back into their country. In some areas, pushing back to the Gold team's border. So yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? That's sad, Gold team. But it does seem like Gold team and Brown team are being interestingly successful. Like, yeah, they may be taking large amounts of casualties, and Gold team is barely holding on to any territory, and Brown team is only holding on this because Green team has to focus on this, but also focus on this at the same time. And what? Wait, is that a sound of a counter-offensive? Yes, it is. Pink team just destroys Brown team's armies with more support from the Green team. Yeah, where would they get it from? This Green team? Yes, they actually do get support from that Green team. Yeah. That's sad. Eventually, the wrong color. Eventually, they managed to make minor gains into the Brown team, forcing them out of the war as they would promise not to annex any territories. Pink team leaves the war, and now it's just a duel between these two. Green team, having the larger population, would just use their larger armies just to, you know, that. And even some of that. The Gold team's initial success was only due to the surprise attack, which the Green team was already kind of expecting, but the Green team would be like, listen up, bro, we don't want war, we just want peace, we have the land we want, just accept this and just, like, leave us alone, dude. And they say, okay, and yeah, peace treaty, whoop, 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 nothing literally changes. Thousands of people died for this border, for these borders. Nothing changed. Except for some stuff, like thousands of people dying for nothing. Yeah. Anyways, What was I talking about? I don't know. But this green team launched an invasion of the old red team as they would be very successful, making a landing down here and capturing their capital city in a matter of months or weeks. Yeah, but they're not surrendering yet. So yeah, they just continue to make advances, capturing large population centers. Yeah. Eventually, they would manage to capture the entire southern coast. And yeah, they would finally surrender. Peace treaty. So here's the peace treaty. Simple, simple, simple. They just get these territories. Not too much. You know, they could have annexed all of Anatolia, but then they would have gotten borders of this empire, which, yeah, you don't want to put another empire, do you? No, you don't. No, you do not want to put another empire. No, you do not. No, no, no. No, you do not. So, yeah. What to do now? Well, after the brown team's failure at resecuring their territory, they would decide to, you know, do something to themselves. Like something crazy. They would decide to start a civil war. And it would start with this entire side of the country just declaring their allegiance to, like, this side of the country. Declaring their allegiance to this city. Yeah, this city right here. So, yeah, they would begin to make large advances against the main government and just begin to they would begin to move down the Nile, cut off major supply hubs, get really close to the capital city, surround it, cut it completely off from the coast, continue down the Nile. The pink team gets involved. They take territory really quickly. And, excuse me, and, just, boop, boop. They take all of that. What? These guys decide to get involved as they would begin to occupy southern regions to protect their border, as they say, as they continue to move into the country far, far, far away from their border, making their point pointless. But what? Their country's collapsing. Yeah, their entire country's collapsing. Brown team might be gone. Yep, they're gone. Aw, that's sad. Or is it? Loyalists start a counter-revolution, as they would quickly re-secure large portions of territories, just doing that. And also, they didn't capture the king yet, but anyways, they just recapture all of mainland Egypt, including the capital city. Yep, that too. And they would be like actually really successful at military campaigns now, as they would recapture these territories. They would begin pushes back into over here as they would get near to one of the largest cities of part of the revolution. But of course, everything can't go great for them, and they would get pushed back. And yeah, that's sad. Anyways, Pink King says, peace treaty, accept it now or you will get it, accept it now or you will get it, accept it now or you will get it. And Brown Team says, no. And they decide to go crazy on the Pink Team, focusing all their military on it, of course, leaving military over here and over here in the south. But yeah, they would focus most of their military on the Pink Team, And the Green Team would be embarrassed, because how do you fail against this? They're literally in a civil war, and yeah. Right, yeah. They would manage to take back all their territory that Pink Team took, which is sad for the Pink Team. Good for the Brown Team, because now they have this back. And they have an actual reason to push into Pink Team. But they wouldn't go wild, and they would only push along the border to keep this side safe. Peace treaty. All the other groups accept to a peace treaty, except for Pink Team, but they have to accept anyways. Poor Pink Team. Green Team promises them some land if they accept this peace deal, and they say, fine. Okay. Here's the peace treaty. Brown Team gains some of this, but Pink Team does get this from their best friend, the Dark Green Team. This becomes a puppet state of this. This becomes independent. And yeah, that's crazy. That's just crazy. Anyways, yeah. It's outlined in this same color to show you that it's their puppet. The Grey Team also annexes this very populated area. Like, if you take a look at the province map, it's very divided compared to the rest of this, which is quite crazy. How they took literally their most populated territory. Just gone. Gone in a blink of an eye. That's just crazy. The Grey Team just took it. The Brown Team also still lives. But you already knew that. And they also even gain territory. Mostly lose territory. Yeah. But that is interesting. It is. That's interesting. New country. Over here. This new country would quickly expand using the large rivers and water to just expand. This new nation also just begin to fish out. Just building their own empire, okay? Do you have to judge them for building their own empire? No, you don't. You entirely don't have to judge them. But you have to. Because you have to judge everything. Why do you have to judge everything? Anyways, they would just continue to expand. Just digging this. It's crazy how quickly they're expanding. Of course, this is across a very long time. Again, anyways, another expansion down here. Just like that. Yep. Anyways, this gold team also expands up, and they would connect up with these guys, and they would begin to trade. Yay! Yay, they are trading. Yay! I love trade. Yep, trade is awesome. Anyways, the orange team finishes taking the Korean peninsula. Yeah, building their own empire still. Yeah, that's interesting. These guys begin another expansion as their population has grown quite significantly since the last we seen them at the beginning of the video. But of course, is it to be? Is it? Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome, bro. That's awesome. Sauce. Yeah. 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 Yeah, 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 yeah. Anyways, this is the end of today's video, episode 8. Don't forget to like and subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Leave a comment, like and subscribe.